Hello everyone, this is Shruti Saxena Das, and in today's lecture we are going to discuss about congestion control. So before starting congestion control, you must know what congestion exactly means. So we'll start with the congestion. What is the meaning of congestion? Now congestion is a state, or you can call it a situation, in which the traffic becomes so easy that your response time, network response time, is reduced. So it is a situation or a state when traffic in the network becomes heavy, which reduces the response time of the network. Okay, so basically it is the situation in which your traffic, suppose you are having a router. Okay, this is a router and multiple nodes are connected to this router. Now if suppose so many nodes at the same time send packets and all the packets need same output line, in that case what will happen? If all the packets are requesting for the same output line, here congestion will be caused. So that state in which the traffic becomes so heavy that it reduces the response time of the network. Now it will take time for this router to process all these packets. So this situation will be known as congestion. Now we can take an example of internet. Like internet can be considered as queue of packets. So we'll be having one queue which will be storing your packets. You'll be having transmitting nodes. These are the nodes who wants to transmit or add packets into this queue. And you'll be having receiving nodes. These nodes receive packets from this queue. So this is the situation. You'll be having multiple transmitting nodes, multiple receiving nodes. All these transmitting nodes wants to add packets into this queue, and all these receiving nodes want to receive or retrieve packets from this queue. Now queue follows for FIFO rule. When a packet reached head of the queue, then only receiving nodes receive that packet. Now what happened if in this situation, if the transmitting nodes are adding packets at higher rate as compared to the rate by which receiving nodes are receiving these packets, then what will happen? A situation will occur which will be known as congestion. Now this will keep on adding packets. Now queue must be having some limit. Transmitting nodes are continuously adding packets into this queue, but receiving nodes are slower than these transmitting nodes, and they are not able to process these packets as faster as transmitting nodes are transmitting these packets. So what will happen that here in this queue congestion will occur. So these type of states are known as congestion. And if network is not able to handle number of packets here which are present here, then packets will be lost. So main causes, what are the main causes of this situation? What are the main causes of congestion? The first one is this only, that if suppose you are having multiple input lines and you are having one router, this is a router, and all these are the input lines, and all the packets which are coming through this input line, I have drawn only 3. You can have multiple lines, and if multiple lines you are getting packets like this and all are requesting the same output line, in that case here congestion will be caused. The second case is that if there is insufficient memory to hold these packets, then also in the internet example we have seen that we are having a queue in which transmitting nodes add their packets which they want to transmit. Now in this case, if we are not having sufficient memory, now this queue must be having some size, and if that size is full, then obviously packets will be lost. So if insufficient memory is present, then also packets will be lost. Third scenario is that if you are having sufficient memory, suppose this queue is having sufficient memory to handle the packets which transmitting nodes wants to transmit, in that case also we have discussed IP packet structure in the previous video. In that video we discussed that every packet is having one field which is named as TTL, time to live. Now this time to live is just like a counter. We give some value, and every time a packet reaches a router, this value is decreased by 1. So when every time it is decreased by 1, when the value becomes 0, the packet is discarded. So here also, whenever you are adding a packet, it must be having some time to live. Now if there are so many packets in the queue, then obviously for some packets this TTL will expire, and if TTL will expire, packets will be discarded. If TTL expire, then packets are discarded. So this is one of the cause. Because as we are following FIFO rule in the queue, so transmitting node must be, suppose there are 5 transmitting nodes and all the 5 transmitting nodes wants to transmit the data, then one by one they are sending their packets, and those packets will be stored in this queue, and when the packet reaches the head of the queue, then only it will be received by the receiving node. So at a time one packet is received like this. So there must be some packets whose TTL will expire and packets will be discarded. Another cause is slow processor. If the CPU, if the processor is slow, then in that case it will take time to update the tables. It will take time to find the best path. So if they are taking so much time to perform all these tasks, if the processor is slow, then queue will be built up and congestion will be caused. So this is also one of the reason. Another reason is having low bandwidth. If bandwidth is low, then also congestion will be caused. So these are the main causes of congestion. Okay, this state will come in which the traffic becomes so heavy and your delay will increase, your throughput will drop. So because of all these causes. So the first cause is if multiple packets want the same output line, in that case also congestion occurs. If you are having insufficient memory to deal with number of packets which are present in the network, then TTL, if TTL will expire, if there are more number of packets and we are placing all the requests in the queue, then for some of the packet TTL will expire and packet will be discarded if TTL expires. Then another one is if processor is slow and if bandwidth is low. All these are the causes for your congestion, state of congestion. So we'll discuss the next topic. Next topic says what are the effects of congestion. Now we have discussed the causes of congestion. Now if congestion occurs, then what will be the effect of congestion on the network? See, the first effect will be that delay will increase. Okay, if in case in network you are having multiple packets and those packets are getting lost, those packets are not getting service on time, then in that case delay will occur, and if delay will occur, obviously performance is going to degrade. Performance will degrade. Secondly, if delay is increasing, then some of the packets must be getting lost, TTL must be getting expired, and retransmission request must be increasing. So these requests must be increasing. Then throughput must be dropping. What is throughput? Throughput means how much network capacity is utilized. Okay, so it must be dropping. So network capacity won't be utilized properly if you are having congestion in the network. Then the next one is congestion control techniques. When we talk about congestion control, we have already discussed what exactly congestion means, what are the causes, what are the effects of congestion. Now, what congestion control exactly means, these are the techniques which are used for solving this congestion, or these are the techniques which are used to control congestion. Okay, to control congestion, some techniques are used to keep the traffic below the capacity of network. Okay, so we understood what congestion exactly means, and to control this situation we are having some techniques which are used to keep the traffic proper, keep the traffic uniform, so that the capacity can be utilized, capacity of the network can be utilized properly. Now there are two categories of this thing, congestion control. We are having two categories. One is open loop congestion control, second one is closed loop. One more thing is there, that you can control this situation, you can control this state if host can transmit at uniform rate, then we can reduce this state. If host is, because see, the main problem is that if transmitter or the transmitting nodes are sending or adding packets in the queue at a faster rate as compared to receiving nodes, then in that case this problem is occurring. So if we can ask, or we can send signal in some way that we can ask source to send at a uniform rate, then in that case we can reduce congestion. Okay, so we were discussing categories of congestion control. The first category is open loop, the second category is closed loop. Open loop category basically focuses on preventing or avoiding congestion. Here the main focus is to prevent or avoid congestion, whereas in case of closed loop, here we allow, or protocols which are used or algorithms which are used for closed loop, those protocols allow system to enter into this congested state, and then we are going to detect it and remove it. So here the focus is on detecting and removing it, whereas in case of open loop we are focusing on preventing and avoiding congestion. Okay, so you can think of it as you can take the example of COVID-19. Nowadays whole world is fighting against COVID-19. So in that, what is happening exactly? You can consider open loop as India and closed loop as America. Now see what is happening. In case of open loop, the main focus is on preventing or avoiding congestion. Here also in India, the main focus is to prevent or avoid congestion. Okay, but in America what they did, they allowed the country to enter into the state, okay, third stage, and then they detected it and now they are trying to remove it. So that is the case. You can assume these two with this example. So in case of open loop, the main focus is on preventing or avoiding congestion. Here some rules are implemented, like some rules are implemented for adding or accepting the traffic, or accepting or discarding the traffic. Okay, and scheduling decisions are made. In this case, what is happening? Some rules are implemented for accepting or discarding the traffic. So here we are not bothering about the current state of the network. What is happening? Whenever packet is coming, there are some predefined rules. Those rules are followed, and accordingly acceptance and discard is done on the basis of the rules. So this is having two categories, source and destination. If you are applying the rules at source, or if you are trying to prevent congestion at source, then it will come under this category. If it acts on destination, then that will be known as destination, open loop category. Okay, so here we don't bother, in both the cases we don't bother about current state. Like India is not bothering about economy and other things. They're only focusing on avoiding the virus or preventing it, because nobody can avoid, so more focus is on preventing it. So don't bother about current state of the network. Their main focus is only to preventing network to enter into the congested state. Whereas in case of closed loop, here we are focusing on detecting and removing it. So basically it is based on feedback. Okay, so what is happening? Suppose there is one router, and if congestion is detected, this router can send signal to the source, and it can ask to regulate the transmission rate. So then congestion can be reduced like that. So here you are having certain steps. In the first step, network is monitored. Monitor the network. So network is monitored to detect whether the network is congested or not, and location and devices are detected. What are the locations in which congestion is occurred? What are the devices which are involved in that congestion? So this is detected over here. So first thing is monitor the network. Once you have monitored, you have seen that what are the locations, what are the devices which are involved, then we can pass this information to the places where actions can be taken. Okay, so here we are focusing on detecting and removing it. So first of all, we are monitoring the network. We are detecting at which location congestion is occurring and what are the devices which are involved, and after that we are passing this information which we have received from the first step to the places where actions can be taken. And how to monitor the network? There are certain metrics like packet delay, timeouts. All these metrics are used for monitoring the network. Now this is also having two categories, explicit and implicit. In case of explicit, special packets are sent back to the source to reduce the congestion. So like I said, I gave the example that if congestion is detected at a particular router, then router can send signal to the source and ask it to regulate the transmission rate. Likewise here also, in case of explicit, special packet or signal are sent to the source asking it to reduce the congestion or to manage its transmission rate. In case of implicit, what happens, that source itself tries to detect existence of congestion by making local observations. So by using local observations, source tries to detect existence of, source tries to detect congestion state. So these are the two techniques. So finally, we are having congestion control, two types of congestion control techniques. Congestion control techniques are used to control the congestion. Now the two techniques here are open loop and closed loop. In case of open loop, congestion is avoided. The main focus is on preventing and avoiding the congestion, whereas in closed loop the main focus is on detecting and removing the congested state. Here system allow to enter into the congested state. In case of open loop, rules are implemented for to check the condition whether to accept or discard the traffic, to make scheduling decisions. Then here we are having two categories. If all these things are happening at source, then it will come under source. If these things are happening at destination, then it will come under destination open loop category. In case of closed loop, we are having two categories, explicit and implicit. In case of explicit, special packet are sent to source to reduce congestion, whereas in case of implicit, local observations are done by source to detect the congestion. So these are the two main techniques, and we are having so many protocols under this. We are having leaky bucket algorithm, which is coming next, and I hope you have understood this topic. And in case of any query or in case you are having any doubt, you can post it in comment section. Thank you so much.